Well, you didn't think I was done just yet, did you? So, for all the equipment leaves, he wants me to take out, dredge this little section right here beside the house. He can clean all that up with his stuff. But it's a little bit shallow right here on this edge. We never really checked it. And it was kind of like he said, at some point you had to stop somewhere, but now he doesn't want to stop. He wants to go ahead and take this out, which it'll make sense because it's going to be pretty shallow. And I'm going to go get the 220. It's got the grading bucket on it, and we'll peel all this out. May load that one little pile out right there and let him haul it somewhere. You can just back the truck over here, load it into the truck, go dump it somewhere, and that will finish this. There's just kind of a ridge that comes up right here, and it's only going to be a few inches deep right there. So get that dug out. Everything else when the pond's full will be completely underwater, so not really too worried about that. All that grass, as soon as it goes underwater, it will die and not come back. So plus it's all liquid quicksand out there, and trying to get out there is a lot more work than it's worth. All right, let me go grab the 220 and move a little mud. All right, let's do a little dredging. Cut some of this out, stack it up right here where I can load it into the dump truck. I'm going to take it around to some spots around the farm and dump it out. Just going to kind of hog it out with the grading bucket. I got the dozer just to run over it at the end and slick it up. Nothing too precise, just getting some more depth right here. Where he took that to. Oh, he's gonna take it over there. I guess he decided to dump the roots over there. Bringing the 350 over here, but I was like, no, that'll probably be a little bit overkill. Probably should have brought it. Would have dug this up a little faster. But I didn't want to get it all muddy. So let's load out some sand now. Take a few more bucketfuls in the 350, but it'll work. like the front of the truck's full, but that's as far as I could reach. Still a decent pile though. Well, making progress. There's a lot of loads of sand in here. Some of it's pretty decent topsoil though. I think he's going to have a lot to spread out somewhere. I said, you drive the truck and you dump it wherever you want. Feels like it takes forever to fill the truck up with the 220 now. All right, go dump it. So you can see how much I've cut out of here now. I'm just hogging this out, coming here with the dozer and just trim this, blade it right over, slick everything up, but definitely adding a lot of depth to this right here. And probably another 10 or 12 loads should get majority of that out. Well, finishing this up right here. I got maybe 2 more loads left, and that should be everything. I'll jump on the dozer and blade all this off. I got to get one more load there at the end where that old pond dam came across and tied in. I pushed up 1 truckload right there. I don't know how much we've dug out of here, but this has definitely made this a lot deeper. Up here on the bank and cut these last couple of loads out. It's going to be some dozer work and a walk around of this entire project because today is the last day. So I got that hogged out with the excavator. I think we took 20 loads out of here, so it definitely added a lot of depth right there. Jump back on the dozer here and blade over all of this, slick it up a little bit, make it look nicer, and that's going to be a wrap. It's going to be clean some equipment off, shovel tracks, and start washing everything. Wait a minute, I got one more load of liquid mud to go haul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can throw it on. Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, I'm good.
You really did?
No, I'm good.
You washed it last time, so.
I pre-washed it.
Yeah, you pre-washed it for this?
Do you notice I kind of kept it pretty clean? Just kind of kept it on the bed there.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're done with it now.
I think we're finally done with the truck. I'm gonna go over there and grade out what I did. Did the fuel gauge come off full or?
It's still full.
Okay, we'll just leave it well enough alone.
Take it back, it's good. It's still on the mark.
Well, the truck's all washed off, nice and clean, ready to go back. So the 30-ton truck with the tailgate definitely did a good job moving all this material, sped things up. I think it was a good match with the 350. Maybe one day I'll stumble upon a good deal for one and upgrade, but for right now, just can't commit to that purchase. That's a very expensive purchase. All right, well, let's go park this, come back, and start shoveling the tracks off of the 350. Tracks are shoveled. All the panel doors opened up. Let's go ahead and spray this off. bringing the 350 up here to the loadout area. Called the off-road truck off rent yesterday. We got that washed, and they were here first thing this morning to pick it up. So I feel like they are ready to take that to another project. So let's park this and go finish cleaning up the 220. Bring everything up here so Mr. Donnie can get it. This poor 220 is absolutely filthy. I'm gonna wash it out real good between mud and powdery dust. It's in everything. And the dozer too. So got the fire hose set up, everything's shoveled off. This is bladed over, so let's go ahead and wash this off. Get some of the dust out of all here. Dust everywhere. Just dust everywhere. Well, everything is nice and clean now. Ready to take it up there to the loadout area. Let's do a walk around of everything I've done here. Well, let's do a walk around of everything. We'll start right here where it all began. If you remember, all this was trees up through here. Cleared all that off. We piled it up and Brian burned it right there one weekend. This is where majority of the dirt came to fix the pond dam. So that was day one, was to come in here, get these trees taken down, and then he cut them up. We piled them up, burn them, and then I went over there to that far side and dredged that cove out. Took all that material, laid it up there on the bank where he is going to spread it out. He does have a dozer, excavator, skid steer, so that's a project he can handle later on. And got that one cleaned out, and then he wanted me to come up here to that far one and clean all that stuff out. Took some trees down, piled the brush up there, dug the mud out, put it on the bank, and got some depth up there. And then we focused on coming down here and doing the pond dam. So started, well, I'll walk over there in a second, but I'll skip to the next step so I don't have to walk back over here. If you remember, there was a dam that went from here, curved out, and went all the way to there on the far side where the cabin is. Ended up taking all this dirt out, using it where I could for the slope material, some pretty sticky gumbo-y clay. And then the nastier stuff we used to fill back in the hillside over there where I got the better clay from. Then he had me come out here with some mats and go out there to smash all that stuff down so it wouldn't be sticking up when the lake is full. There's a little bit I couldn't quite get to over there, but he can go out there and cut that down later on. Instead of having 2.5 acres of stuff to do, he's got about a 10 or 15 foot diameter circle right there. Also went around there and scraped what I could. All that's going to be submerged once it's full, so wasn't too worried about doing that. Plus, it's very expensive and wet to go out there and try to knock all that down when essentially it's going to rot underwater. So there'll be a few of those things over there sticking up, but they should die off and fall over. Majority try to get all the trees out because they will hang around for quite a while. And I also cut a fair amount of material out from right here. If you remember, that was a very soft taper. It went way out there, probably 20 feet to where the water is right now. Pulled all that back, used that on the front face from the overflow down to fix that. Widen that out and use some more material on the back slope. I did redo the spillway right here. It's just a nice gentle swell around. It's about 18 inches below top of dam. This pond has got a huge overflow and not much water that goes into it, so I don't think it will ever come around here. There's only like a 24-inch pipe up there and a 24-inch pipe over there, and it's got a huge overflow. I'll show you that when I get there. But if you remember, started right here. It was barely wide enough to fit the 350 down, because I came down here, there were some trees on the back slope and cleared all those off, and it was pretty much vertical from like right here back, and the same on the front. So pretty much double the width of the pond dam. So now he has a nice safe road to be able to go around here and access all his property over there. I think we ended up hauling 450 truckloads of dirt, fair amount. But was able to get a nice slope on here. Still a little steep to mow, but he does have a remote control bush hog little thing that should go up and down that, no problem. Or his skid steer will go up in that, no problem, once everything gets established. So hauled a bunch of dirt down here to fix this, or stockpile this, put the core in there, and then on the other side over there ended up discovering a lot of sand. So we had to dig all that out and haul probably 50 or 60 loads of clay down here to put a core through there to seal that off. And then went ahead and put the overflow in. This is a 12-foot tall 5x5 concrete box with a 36-inch pipe that drains out right there and will go into that pond. Trash rack, and he wanted to kind of make this as maintenance free as possible. I added rock to the front face right here, so there's fabric, rock. With all that wind action, I mean, that's probably 1,000 feet across there. Big windy day, could get some wave action right here, so put the rock down to help break that wave action up so it won't erode the front face, and also it will kind of keep the weeds down, so we don't have to really do too much maintaining of that right there. Then we hauled all the clay in here, built the pond dam up, came over here once this was done, and there was another pond over here in the woods, cleared around it. And over there at the very end was where it had washed out. Evidently this one's got a pretty good amount of flow coming into it. When I say that, all this is spring fed, everything you see is just groundwater coming out. It's just how it works down here. Everything low lying is wet, so water just kind of oozes out everywhere, so shouldn't really have a problem with that staying full. Ripped all this chain link fence out and cleared all that. Spent 2 days hauling dirt over here. Well, not 2 days, but a day hauling the dirt, day to clear. Got that section that was washed out fixed and kind of cleaned all this up. And then he wanted to dredge this out to make this deeper, so we spent another day digging all that out, hauling it up there to who can spread that out at a later date. And we decided the lake needs as much water into it as possible. So this one has a pretty good spring in it. We put a culvert pipe through here so he can still have a road around here. This pond is actually a foot, I think, maybe 18 inches higher than the lake right here. So I put it up so it will drain from there under the road right here, over here to the lake. Then we, last but not least, went over there. I'm not going to walk way over there, but the side beside the cabin, as you saw, we dug about 20 some loads of sand and mud out of there to add a little bit more depth. And yeah, should be good to go now. Seed and strawed everything. Get a few rains here, should turn green, and over the winter, I imagine this will slowly keep filling up. We put some sticks down there. I'll cut the camera off, but I'll walk over there and show you that real quick. I had to laugh at this. Brian was hauling over here, and he's like, I think I was getting a little close to the dozer when I dumped. I'm surprised the tailgate didn't hit the canopy on it, but he about buried the back end of the dozer dumping that dirt out. All right, so down here by the boat, we've stuck some sticks. Let's see, he's taking them out. I want to say this was last week, so over the course of about a week, let's see how far this has come up. Keep in mind, at this point, it's probably 5 or 6 acres right now. So at that point right there, that's where it was. And that looks like that's about, probably about 5 inches deep where that stick is. So if this is coming up 5 inches a week, that's pretty impressive with no rain. But it's got about another 5.5, 6 feet to come up. And that'll put it all the way up here to where these trees are. And it will be a very nice looking pond, or lake, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it a lake. I think it justifies for a lake. Well, it's been a fun project. Thanks for watching, and I'm off to the next big projects. Well, what do you think?
I think it looks great.
Are you happy with it?
Very happy.
That's
glad
awesome.
It's done.
It's been quite the project.
Yeah, 2 years in the making.
2 years in the making, 4 weeks for me.
4 weeks, a little rain delay at first.
A little bit, yep. Got started there, and then I was like, oh my God, it's gonna rain and rain and rain. We got into that bad weather spell, and then it was like no rain once I started moving dirt, so it worked out great.
Yeah, there's no rain in the future either for the next week or so.
Yeah, it's not the greatest for the straw over there, but I did go over there and check by the boat, and I think we did those like a week ago.
Oh yeah.
It's come up like 5 inches.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the back of the boat was floating now.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty good. But 5 inches, you know, vertical is like a foot,
It'll come
you
out
know, at the slope there, so yeah.
I'm happy with it.
It definitely looks
great.
different there. You got a few more little trees to cut down over there once your boat floats, or you can drive out there and chop them down, and everything else is going to be submerged, so. The grass carp will love eating all that down.
Oh yeah, they'll eat it all.
Eat it all down, just like they did over here, minus the trees.
Yeah, minus the trees.
They did everything but the trees.
Then I got to figure out the beaches. So.
Yep, well, you definitely have some work left to do over there, but you can play around with that. But all in all, I'm happy with the way it was. No more shortcut.
Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to for that. I'm used to going this way.
But you have a nice road over there now.
Oh yeah. Might have to get gravel on it eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Project, so. Well,
yeah,
I greatly appreciate you having me come down here and fix it for you.
I'm glad you were willing to take it on.
Yeah.
So.
Took me a little while to get in here, like most times, but once I'm here, we work.
I didn't talk to anybody else but you. I was like, he'll do it. So.
Oh, I appreciate you waiting 2 years for me to get here and do it.
Yeah, it was worth the wait. So.
Worth the wait. Well, you're going to have a very beautiful place when this fills up, and I will definitely have to come back down here and check it out, and your neighbors should love you.
Yeah.
Because they now have a lake view.
Yeah,
they will.
Until the trees grow up and block them out. But
they have about 5 years to enjoy their lake view.
Yeah.
If not, they're going to have to go upstairs to look at it.
Yeah, they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But,
all right, well, good deal. I've got everything cleaned up and ready to head off to the next one.
I appreciate you.